Did I just get laid?
Hello gamers, it's me, your friendly Nico man. I haven't left the house in 2 months. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest, I've been a little bored. You know, quarantine, no social interaction. I can't even go outside because all these freaking mosquitoes everywhere. So what are we doing today? Well, as you can see, I got myself a new camera. Got myself a tiny peeny greeny screeny. And I'm making a video on the internet for you, the internet people. Now some of you may be asking, what's a Fire Emblem Fate? And I'll tell you. If you ever wanted to see a set of 240p Badonkaronka Hingos, this game might be for you. But this game is not for everyone. Let me just tell you that. If you can't handle the Badonka Hungos, you might as well get out of town. You might as well take the next train, the next subway right out of town.
Released in 2016, Fire Emblem Fates is a series of 3 turn-based strategy games released for the Nintendo 3DS. Where Fire Emblem Fates is different than other games in the series, though, is that it has a branching story. There's 3 games, but 1 overall story. In this game, there are 2 families on the brink of war. Hoshido, the family you were born to, and Nor, the family that raised you. Now Corrin, the main character of this game, has to decide who he'll fight for. Will Corrin decide to choose the family that's his blood, or the only family that he's ever known? The choice is yours.
So in all the promotional material leading up to this game's release, Nintendo was like,
The choices you make in this game will change the tides of battle. Worlds will shift. Nations will fall.
and meanwhile, there's only really one choice in this game, and that's what game you play at the start. If you walked into GameStop, bought like Fire Emblem Fates Birthright, and you booted it up, you could only play Birthright. If you tried to choose Conquest or Revelation, it'd just be like, no, 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 you gotta pay extra for those. So why is it making it seem like it's a hard choice when you literally only have one option, at least for most people? But Donkos aside, let's move on to the prologue now. Now let's go back and talk about which path you should actually choose, right? First you have Hoshido. You know, your blood family, hence the name Birthright. And logically, they make the most sense for why you should choose them. Big bad Norman gave you bad sword, ghost people appear, kill your mom. Uh-oh, I don't like you, Grandpa. So now I'm gonna skip to Revelation, we'll get back to Conquest in a second. So Revelation, honestly, isn't really that bad of an idea either. You know, Corrin doesn't want to hurt anyone, so he's like, I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you. I'm out of here. And like, if this were real war, that would be pretty dumb. But like, because Corrin's character is a super naive and dumb kid who's lived indoors his entire life, this kind of makes sense. And I'll give it a pass for now. You know what doesn't make sense? Why would anyone in their right mind actually choose to side with Nor, aka Conquest? Big bad Grandpa killed your mom, and you're supposed to be like, alright Grandpa, let's go fishing, you know, why not? But seriously, going back to Nor means you will either be killed, or you will be put under house arrest, basically just like how you were at the start of the game. It doesn't make sense, and Nintendo's acting like, now this is a tough choice. Wait, no, hang on just a minute. Mom, get the protractor. I think we might need to reconsider choosing Nor here. Alright, now let's talk about the positives and negatives of each game. Up first, we got Ryoma kills everything. Electric Boogaloo. So the premise of Birthright makes sense, right? Team up with the people who didn't kill your mom. Let's go on a big journey. Let's save the world. All is well, right?
Now, a lot of people like to give Fire Emblem Fates Birthright a lot of crap, but if there's one thing that I can say Fire Emblem Fates Birthright did really well, it's that it's very, very consistent. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. While the maps are much simpler and straightforward in this game compared to the other 2, the gameplay in this game still holds up really well. Both Conquest and Revelation have their dips of kind of lulls and bad maps, but Birthright is consistent throughout. There's not a ton of amazing blow your socks off maps, but there's not really any bad maps either. This is just simple, solid Fire Emblem gameplay. There's very few risks in this game, and that's okay. It's really solid even without them. If you like simple, gimmickless Fire Emblem gameplay, play this game. You'll like it, I promise.
Now what else do we got? What else is good about this game? Is there anything else that's good about this game? Oh yeah, character designs are good. I like their outfits. They look nice. Oh yeah, male Pegasus rider. Screw you, gender norms. That's kind of cool. First time in the series. Anything else? Uh-oh. Okay, so how the heck did everything go so wrong? I have no idea, honestly. So let me briefly sum up the story of Fire Emblem Fates Birthright, okay? Corrin, you killed my mom. I am anger. I will now proceed to go everywhere in this world that is not your castle. Like, I'm serious, how does that make any sense? Corrin is like, we need to go to Garen's castle immediately and kill this bozo. Meanwhile, at chapter 17, he's ordering like all-you-can-eat breakfast at Denny's. It's like, Corrin, what are you doing, dude? What? This entire game has been filler up until the final confrontation? How does that make sense? Uh-oh. Oh, now we gotta fight Boobs Lady in the sewers and a dude with a biology textbook in a graveyard? Uh-oh. Oh, hey, Garen, we were just at a water park for a while. You gotta die now. Boom. Garen dead. Kill shot. Boom. Bigger Garen dead. I win. So I looked it up. You wanna know how many chapters in this game have an objective that isn't defeat the boss or rout the enemy? Take a guess. I'll hold the answer up off screen. If you guys guess what the answer is, I'll give you a free iPhone 5. Post in the comments if you got it right. Oh, what's this? Shrek 3 on DVD and Blu-ray? Wow, but 3 minus 2 is 1, and the answer is 1. There is one map in this game that is not defeat the boss or rout the enemy. And that one map is literally just escape. You can beat that in 2 turns. You don't even have to fight if you don't want. Thank you, Birthright. Very cool. Another thing that I found stupid about this game is that units literally just die for no reason in the cutscenes. Let me list all the characters that die in cutscenes in this game. Xander, Elise, Flora, Kaze. I think that's everyone. Why are they dying? Corrin will fight them and be like, hey, I know you lost. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm trying to find world peace. And meanwhile, like, Xander's like, no, you beat me, I have to die. And then he finds a way to die. You beat Flora and she's just like, well, thanks for liberating us, but I gotta die now. Lastly, there's Kaze, and he's actually a unit on your side. In my first playthrough of Birthright, I was using Kaze as a unit, and like halfway through the game, he just dies in a cutscene. Not my fault. What the heck? I just didn't have a ninja the rest of that playthrough. All in all, Fire Emblem Fates Birthright is a lot like a beautiful sunset. It looks really good on paper, but there's fucking mosquitoes everywhere. God! Honestly, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Conquest's gameplay is amazingly good. Like, shockingly good. Better than any Fire Emblem game I've played. I'm serious. Fire Emblem Fates Conquest has some of the best map design in the entire series. Where Birthright sucked in its map department, Conquest makes up for it tenfold. Now take chapter 10 for example. In this chapter, your objective is not seize or attack. Your objective is to defend. You start out at a point, and right behind you is the point that you do not want the enemy to get to. Now, that may just seem easy, just form a giant wall around where you don't want the enemies to go, but there is a lot of enemies. And combined with the fact that you can get bonuses for running up and going to the villages, makes this chapter amazing. You have enemies coming from you from like 4 different angles at all times, and if you thought that was hard, about halfway through the chapter, once you defeat half the enemies, Takumi's like, oh, I'm gonna be a weenie. And then he drains the moat so that there's no obstacle between you and the enemies now. The enemies just go right onto you. Good luck. Now, I don't remember exactly what number this chapter was in Conquest, but the boat chapter. People who have played this game will know what I'm talking about. This chapter is also amazing. At the start of this chapter, you find out that there is a traitor on board disguised as a Norian army member. Your goal this chapter is to sniff out who's the traitor. You have to go around the boat, talk to a bunch of units, find out which one's the traitor. Now that's a cool concept on its own, but you're given $10,000 at the start of this chapter as well. And $10,000 is a lot of money in Conquest. I'll talk on that later, but it's a lot of money. Basically, for each turn that goes by and you don't find the trader, you lose 300 gold out of that 10,000. Considering how hard it is to find gold in this game, you're gonna want that sweet dough. You know, you're gonna wanna go to the shop, get yourself a nice Boltax, get yourself a nice Killer Lance, get you, I don't know, get an HP tonic or something. If you want the precious resources, you gotta go. You gotta beeline it, I'm telling you. I'm talking Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, you know, that officer who's like that. You gotta be that in this chapter if you wanna get all the rewards that you can. Me personally, as a Fire Emblem player, I like to just like creep along and like wait for the enemy to come to me. In this chapter, no, that doesn't work here. Part of the reason Conquest is so great is because it forces you out of your comfort zone. Like I said in that boat chapter, if you want the rewards, you gotta go boolin' schoolin'. You can't go wimpy pimpy, no. So in Conquest, you can't play the game how you would in Birthright or Revelation. You have to adapt to every single map and its playstyle. If you don't, you'll lose a unit, you'll miss out on rewards, one of the two. It's hard, but it is a rewarding game. Like I've been alluding to so far, Conquest is a lot harder than the other two games in this series. And the reason why is because in Conquest, you can't farm for levels or XP. In both of the other games, you can, but in Conquest, you can't. What rewards, weapons, money, EXP you get in the story and the paralogs, that's what you get. You don't get any more. And you know what? I appreciate that challenge. It makes for fun, awesome gameplay. Oh, and lastly, on the good parts of Conquest, who could forget the legendary Ryoma will wait patiently for 25 turns, then he will begin his descent. Like, what? Who wrote that? I want to shake the man's hand who wrote that. Now, there are a few bad things about Conquest that no, Ryoma descends after 25 turns to begin his assault or whatever can fix. So let's touch on those now. Now, while I just got done praising Conquest for its good map design, it definitely has a few stinkers that bring it down a little bit, but not enough for it to take the fun away, really. There's only one or two. A lot of people would think of, oh, Kitsune Lair, and that map, that's kind of dumb. It's really hard for no reason. Others would go to the Wind Tribe, and the Wind Tribe, honestly, I thought was a great map. No, but the worst map in this game, hands down, is the freaking Ninja Cave. I don't care what people say about other maps. This right here, this is bull honky. Even if you haven't played Fire Emblem Fates, you know that ninjas have a little thing called shurikens, right? And shurikens in this game are stupid. Like not just like, we're not just talking regular stupid here, we're talking advanced stupid. Shurikens are dumb. Now, in this game, shurikens don't do a ton of damage, but what they do is they drain your stats. If you get hit by a shuriken, you're likely not gonna die, but your strength, speed, and defense all get weakened by 4, which is quite a decent bit at this point in the game. So your strength is down, you can't do damage. Your defense is down, you can't defend yourself. Your speed is down, you can't double attack. So what do? I don't know, I guess I'll just die. This whole map is full of ninjas who weaken you, sword masters who finish off your weakened units, and these dudes. What the heck is this dude? I love these dudes, honestly. They're so stupid. This guy walks up, smacks your girl's ass. What do? You can't do anything. Let's be honest. Now, while I just praised this in the good section, it also kind of comes back to bite this game in the butt. And that's just, there's limited maps to play. You know, I really appreciate the difficulty in this game that was created by, oh, there's limited maps. You can't just grind and be super over leveled. But at the same time, that means this game is a set length. Once you beat it, you can't go back and it's just over. And this isn't really a negative, but it's something that's just like, aw, you know? Also, it makes it so that you can't fully customize the characters that you play as to the fullest extent that is possible in other games, just because there's not enough resources to do so. Special abilities and skills in this game are acquired by leveling up with experience points. But since there's a limited amount of experience points, you can't get a lot of the skills for every unit by the end of the game that you'd likely want on them. Now lastly, let's talk about the real big stinky in Conquest, which is the story. And while Birthright and Revelation have terrible stories, Conquest kinda takes the cake here in how bad a story can be. I'm not going to go into any details. Just know that if you play this game expecting to go on an epic journey of epic proportions, you're going to be let down. Gameplay, music, everything else about this game is awesome, but the story, if they found a way to write a brilliant story for this game, it would be the best Fire Emblem game of all time. Hands down. I don't know how many people would agree with that, but in my opinion, if this had a great story, it's the best. As it is, though, with its not very good story, I'd say that it's still pretty amazing, but, you know, has its flaws. You know what game has a lot of flaws, though? Fire Emblem Don't Choose a Side Revelation Azura. Woo! Now, I know I just alluded to this game being a big pile of steaming garbage, but before we get into that, let's just talk about the good that this game has, because this game has a few good things going for it. First, the music. The music for this route of the game is extremely unique and really, really good. Since you're fighting in a distant and otherworldly land, it makes sense for the music in this game to feel very untraditional and otherworldly. And it does. And it does it pretty well. No, hold on. Pause the track. I'm not gonna just sit here and listen to Nico tell you that they did Revelations music pretty well. No, they didn't do it pretty well. They did it great. They did it amazing. They did it fantastic. And you know what? I'm gonna show you all what I mean. Editor Nico, lay down a fat beat. We're about to show these fools what I'm talking about. I hope you're ready out there, viewers of mine, because we're about to bust a move. Holy shit! Do yourself a favor and look up the Fire Emblem Fates Revelation soundtrack right now. You won't be disappointed. Alright, get out of here, You're done. I know. It's a good soundtrack, I know. Get out of here. Get out of here. Now anyways, speaking of the music, I really, really love the preparation theme in this game. Now in Birthright and Conquest, they have the same preparation theme with a few variations between the games. When I first booted up Revelation though, I was like, oh, what are they gonna do for the preparation theme? Would they just mix them together? I don't really know. Chapter 7 rolls around, you're stranded in a distant land. You only have 1 or 2 close allies. Everyone else that you have ever called your friend or family has abandoned you. And then this starts playing. And you're up against 40 enemies, by the way. Regardless of the quality of Revelation, this is the best start to all 3 games. It goes downhill from there, but it starts off with a bang. What else do we have? Oh yeah, the chapters where Ryoma and Xander show up and save the day. Chapter, I think 16, 17. Ryoma shows up, a light starts playing, one of the best battle themes in the game. Next chapter, Xander comes and saves the day, and the main Norian battle theme is playing in the background, a Darkfall. And I really liked that they brought him back for 1 chapter while the main lords of each family came back and decided to join you on your journey. It was kind of cool. Now, similar to how in 3 Houses they call Byleth's Crest the Crest of Flames, in this game they call the Yato the Seal of Flames. So why is this important though? Well, think about it. Crest of Flames, Seal of Flames, they're both just backhanded ways of saying the Fire Emblem. That's right. In this game, your weapon is the Fire Emblem. It's not just the title of the game. No. The Fire Emblem is an actual thing in the Fire Emblem series. At the end of each of these 3 games, everyone's weapons are powering up the Yato. And Corrin is only able to defeat the final boss because of this. While the Yato is powerful in the other 2 games, it obviously can't be fully powered up because they don't have the sacred weapons of the opposing family. In this game though, because both families are on your side, the Yato can finally reach its full potential, aka the full power of the Fire Emblem. I thought it was cool. Some people might not appreciate this, but I thought it was cool. Is there anything else? No, not that. Okay, well, I guess this game becomes stinky. Now, the bad things about Revelation, There's quite a few of them, but let's just start with the simple ones. There are way too many units in this game. By the end of this game, your max party size is like 15 or 16, and there's like 60 units in this game. I get why they did this from a story perspective, but in the gameplay side, this just makes no sense. Once you recruit a unit, a lot of the times you're just like, okay, go, get out of here. I don't want you. You basically have to throw them away immediately just because there's not room to train everyone. What's the dude from the Wind Tribe's name? Hyoto something? I never used him. He kind of sucks. And immediately once I got him, I was like, bye. Now in Revelation, there's a third kingdom called the Kingdom of Vala, right? And that's the true enemy of Hoshido and Nor. There's something really stupid about Vala though. When you're outside of the Kingdom of Vala, you can't talk about the Kingdom of Vala. If you talk about it, you will disappear. You will die. You'll just evaporate. Man, how convenient of a plot device that I literally can't go to the other kingdoms and say, hey, there's a bad guy right here. You should like join me and we should go kill him. They're just like, I don't believe you. But then you beat them and they're like, now I believe you. Corrin, could you not just write what happened in Vala down on a piece of paper and just slide it to them and be like, yeah, this is real? Or is that just too much? That make too much sense? Okay, good job, Corrin. Very cool. Corrin, Fire Emblem. Let me try to explain how stupid this is. Hey, what are you doing? I just want to bring you to my van so I can give you money. Yo, do you have a gun? Is that a gun I see? No, this isn't a gun. You can trust me. Come on over here. I know we're in a life or death situation, but you should trust me. The real bad guy, he's over here in this dark alley. But you gotta come over here so I can show you him. All right, yeah, you convinced me. And then the units literally just join Corrin. They're like, oh, we believe you because you're believable. No, that's not how things work. Also, where the heck is King Garen in this game? In the other games, Birthright, big bad guy, gotta go kill him. Conquest, uh-oh, Goopster, he's not our dad. Bang, kill him. But in this game, it's just like, nope. He's just staying at home. He like calls you up on your cell phone, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop. And he's like, hello, Garen? And he's like, hey, Corrin, come over and play Yahtzee with your old man. And Corrin's just like, Garen, you stupid idiot. I don't want to play Chutes and Ladders. And then he gets real sad and he sits in his castle because no one wants to play Monopoly Fortnite with him. And then he just sits there. He does nothing the entire game. Since Garen isn't your target in this game, there really isn't any conflict because there's no opposing family to fight. They're both on your side, so it's like, well, what's our goal then, other than go to the Kingdom of Vala? Like, just go there? Like, who's the antagonist? I'll tell you who the antagonist is. It's the anonymous mask in the flesh. Speaking of this guy, he doesn't even appear until like 20 chapters in, and then you only get a silhouette of him. In the other games, you have a clear objective. Conquest and Birthright both. Garen, bad. In Revelation, for the first 20 chapters, I had to remind myself, who's the bad guy again? Because they literally don't tell you who it is until like chapter 20, which is already 2/3, almost 3/4 of the way through the game. You don't even know who you're fighting. Well, I really tried to like this game. The only thing it really has going for it is the music. And the music's great, don't get me wrong. But the gameplay, the stupid maps, the story, it's just not good. Overall, just play it once and never do it again. It's one of those kinds of games. So Fire Emblem Fates had a special edition, right? And why is this special edition so special, you might ask? Well, let me explain. Let me explain real simply. If you didn't get a chance to get your hands on the special edition of this game, you'd have to buy all 3 games separately. First, you buy your first game, Birthright or Conquest, $40. Any 3DS game, right? Then, because you bought one of them, they give you the second one as a download for $20, half off. That's not too bad, right? Then, if you want Revelation, it's DLC only. If you don't own one of the other 2 games, you can't get Revelation. And it's another $20. Let's calculate that up. Overall, for all 3 games, $80 is really not that bad for over 60 unique chapters and over 20 unique paralogs. Yeah, that sounds great, but here's where things go to shit. Oh, there's a special edition for this game. That's not too abnormal. Lots of games have special editions. What comes inside this special edition? Oh, a cartridge with all 3 games on it so you don't have to download them separately? That's really cool. What's that? Like an 80-page art book with illustrations from, or like concept art from the game? Awesome. What's this over here? Is that a cool 3DS pouch? Oh my goodness. And it all comes in a box that looks really cool and could be displayed as a collector or something? Awesome. How much does that cost? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yep, yep, oh, yep. What? Excuse me? Nintendo, how is it? How did you think this was a good idea, Nintendo? You know, back in 2016, I was just a wee little lad in high school, right? Because I was just a little high schooler, I had all the time in the world to scour every retailer's website to try to find this special edition. I have never experienced more difficulty acquiring anything video game related than I have with this game. To give you an idea of how hard this was, I used to collect Amiibo back in 2015. And if you don't know what that means, just imagine lines around a Target for someone to get their hands on a Robin and Lucina Amiibo. That was me. I was the guy at Target. I was first in line. I camped out there for 6 hours before the store opened to get a plastic figure of anime Fire Emblem characters. If that doesn't tell you a lot about me, I don't know what does. Because you can't get the game that's inside the Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition anywhere else, just the cartridge, not the other Special Edition stuff, goes for like $150 used on eBay to this day. If you want the complete thing, that's like over $200. It is so weird to think that one of the most hated games in the Fire Emblem series is one of my most expensive pieces in my gaming collection that I own. This right here, I have lost more blood, sweat, and tears to acquire this piece of cardboard than I have for any real woman in my entire life. And I think that says something about society. There's probably a message in there somewhere, but I don't know where. Now, the last thing I want to talk about these games is the support conversations. And I don't want to go into a ton of detail, but I just thought I'd list some of my favorites from playing through these games. Because there's some gold ones in here. There's this one between Elise and Benny. And Elise is immature. She says whatever she wants. And so she's like, Benny, I heard that you can eat mountains. Is that true? And Benny just goes, I haven't eaten a mountain. At least, not after the accident. I'm like, oh, okay, Benny. Or like with Benny again, Benny's talking to Corrin. Corrin says, Benny, I heard a rumor that you once threw a guy into the sky and he never came down. And Benny just looks Corrin dead in the eye and he's like, yeah, that's true. It's like, Benny, you can't just admit to killing a man like that. Come on, man. And then meanwhile, like, Odin is over here yelling at Mozu for like an agonizing tomato or something. And I'm just like, this game. I'd say about 80% of the support conversations in this game are not so good, and they go something like this. Yo, hey, what's up? How you doing? Nothing much, really. You know, what should we talk about? We're here together alone talking. I don't really like you. You should go away. Hey, you know what? After our last conversation, I found out that we're actually similar because we don't know what we talk about when we're around each other, so that actually makes us similar. This is a real conversation. Yeah, you know what? You're pretty okay. I changed my mind. Ugh. So my hamster's been unconscious for 45 minutes, right? I can't feel any of my fingers, but I swear, I could make it to church by 10:30 if I tried. Yo, that's crazy. No way. Hey again. How you doing? You want to get married? Yeah, sure, why not? So after all that I've discussed about these games, do I recommend them? You know what? Was Fire Emblem Fates the equivalent of a bottle of mayonnaise that you left in your fridge for too long? In some ways, yeah. But in others, you can probably eat it and not die, you know? You'll probably be fine. Probably won't throw up in the middle of the night. Unless it's Conquest mayonnaise. Now that's some good shit. We like Conquest mayonnaise. It doesn't matter if that's just expired. I'm eating that shit by the spoonful. If you're looking to go on a tale that has you on the edge of your seat from start to finish, this probably isn't the game for you. But the gameplay makes up for it, and the music, my god, I'm serious. The music is, I'm gonna say it, the best in the series. Better than Three Houses, in my opinion, but, you know. If you don't believe me, check out this list of music all over here. At the end of the day, though, I can definitively say that the Fate series of Fire Emblem games are good games. I just can't hate them. Despite the flaws present in all 3 games, I really enjoyed all 3 playthroughs. If you're fortunate enough to come across a copy of these games someday, I say, give them a shot. Go for it. Beneath it all, you might find a couple of games that you end up loving, like me. Yo, editor Nico, how long is this video?
Like 30 minutes, dude.
You seriously spent that much time editing a video about an anime game?
Yeah, ashamedly, yeah.
Alright, whatever. Hey guys, if you're still watching, just want to say thank you for making it to the end of this video. I decided to try something new here. I put a lot of effort into this. Decided to play all 3 Fire Emblem games. I just wanted to do something fun on this channel. If you like it, hit that sub button. Let me know that you liked it. Like the video, of course. Yeah, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know how to promote stuff. Follow me on Twitter. Follow my Twitch. We're live on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Time. That's all for now. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh. There's a kid rip sticking outside. That guy's cool as hell. Oh my god.
This choice will weigh on you heavily. I don't know where I was going with this.
And tears. What? What? Hey, no, I'm recording, Ryan. Get the fuck out of here.